Well, here we go, third take. Let's hope I get it right this time. So I'm going to go by and see a client now this morning. I dropped by basically to see him yesterday. Couldn't get the measurements down because it was absolutely hammering down. And I mean, the rain is absolutely horrendous. And for those contractors across the country that are working outdoors, anyone that's working outdoor, you know, I take my hat off to you. But it's what we do. We enjoy the outdoor life. But when we have inclement weather conditions like this, it's just not fair. And you're not able to perform in the way that you hope to. So I'm going to go back and see the client now this morning. And it was good yesterday, really, because I could actually see the water holding on his existing patio. And it's been down some time. He wants to smart. That's the other thing I was going to point out. That on the last job, we've had 6 manholes. And there is not one manhole in this garden at all. Not one. He wants the steps to look good, very squared area, and I've got an idea. I'm not going to change the square really so much, but I'm going to change the shape of the steps, because the steps are basically a bit of a bottleneck and there's not much of a platform on there. So I really believe that by expanding on the steps a little bit more and creating a nice shape to the steps, having something really unusual and embracing that part of the garden, and it's going to be a lot more safer ascend or descend when they're on the steps. They have grandchildren there, so we have to take that into consideration. I think it's going to be a vast improvement. So what we intend to do this morning, going to go along, I'm going to have a measure now quickly, get the measurements back, get them a quote out, and it will be a quote. And should that quote change, we need the requirements of the clients. Should those requirements change, the quote will change. But what we can do initially is give him a basic quote, and then from there, if we need to fine tune, we'll fine tune. And so often you see contractors and consumers alike not engaging probably in the best way for them, for both parties. So we gotta sort of develop some clarity right from the word go. Let's have a look. Well, I just want to show you the existing timbers. This is a wooden wall. It's been in for quite a long time, I think over 20 years. And this is going to be replaced, and we're going to do it in the timbers again. But we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to create some sort of pocket behind where we can have good drainage as well, because there's nothing there. And that's why they've rotted down. So we're going to be probably using the timeless sleepers, but we'll burn the back of those, the new ones, to ensure that we have a little bit more longevity. Well, here's the patio, and this is what they were doing years ago. This looks like a Marshall's product, and you see lots and lots of cross joints going on there, but there's a lot of water holding, and we need an eco drainage system there. There is a drainage point over that side, but we've got to make sure that we create a gap between the superstructure being the house, and the paving, and put some eco drainage in, because you won't have any of this water holding. Not good at all. Quite surprised how long this has actually lasted with the amounts of water that we're having, and the freezing and thawing effect on here is not good at all. And lots of cross joints, but you know, in straight lines. But it doesn't matter. We're not condemning anyone's work. That's what's happened. This is the reason that they want to change it. Then we've got over there some steps. They're functional, but we need to elaborate on those a little bit more. There just needs to be a little bit more of a feature, maybe a planting pocket, make the steps wider and bring a planting pocket in there, so visually a little bit more attractive. So there we go, Saturday morning, out pricing. The other thing I'm going to propose to our client is that those coping stones get changed and have a bit more of an overhang, and a capillary groove underneath, to ensure that we don't get any staining like we've got there again. It's horrible. Well, it's another wet day. Why do we live in this country? Honest, it's an absolute nightmare. Just went and seen that client now, Steve, and I have to say it was so refreshing. It was he was really engaging. He listened, and you know, he listened to everything. We talked about product knowledge and about understanding the product and understanding the process, which is so important. And it's not necessarily talking the job up as if it's, you know, but they just need to know. Clients need to know, potential clients need to know what's involved, what products are available. And if you're just giving a quote, you can just give a quote, and you can keep it basic, you can keep it clean, neat and quick, get on with it and get it done. But also they need to know what's involved. Do they or don't they? You know, that's an opinion of you, of everybody individually. It's your own opinion, but I think they need to know and understand. And if they understand, they don't necessarily have to get involved in the process when it's happening, but they just need to know what the quote involves and how did you get to those figures, you know, and that's what they need to know. It's when you're laying porcelain, it's a different animal, and especially with the rain that we're having.